different moods and personalities based upon the time of the year, and vibration affects that as one of them. So, okay, let's talk about wintertime. Wintertime is one of those times of years. Now, again, it's based upon water temperature and water clarity and the mood and the personality of the fish. The fish do not want lures that put out a lot of vibration. They want subtle lures. It seems like lures that do not displace a lot of water and don't emit a lot of vibrations, that are a lot more subtle, they work a lot better in the wintertime. It probably has to do with sort of like the metabolism of a fish a little bit, but I have never done good on lures that have hard vibration characteristics, such as like lipless crankbaits and big spinner baits and chatter baits and some crankbaits that really vibrate hard and put out a lot of vibration. They just don't work that good. That's why your baits like your little swim baits and spoons and, Alabama rigs and jerk baits that are a lot more quiet and subtle tend to produce better in that little bit quieter water. Now you have to change a little bit as you get into the springtime of the year. And when you get into like the pre-spawn period of the year, this is a time of year where vibration is pretty critical. In fact, if I had to guess, guys, when the water temperature is in the 50s in the springtime of the year, this is when I have seen such a huge difference in the amount of bass you catch on vibrating lures versus not, or lures that put vibration and move water. But you can do both. It's like both of them work based upon the conditions. If you have water temperatures in the 50s, especially like the mid to upper 50s, and you have off-colored water where that water visibility is less than 2 foot, bass will respond to both. They will respond to lures that move a lot of water and vibrate hard, and they also respond to lures that are very, very quiet. So let me give you an example. If you have an off-colored water situation where you have 3 foot of visibility or less, and when you're talking about lures that vibrate a lot, you got to realize they do work better in off-colored water because the fish rely more on their lateral lines to pick up vibration and movement and sound than they do by the visual strike. So when you're talking about the whole topic of vibrating type lures, you're talking about dealing with a little bit more off-colored water. But if you have a situation in the springtime of the year, let's say you got 2 foot of water visibility and you're fishing a rocky bank, if you have the conditions where you don't have a lot of fishing pressure and the fish are not getting a lot of pressure, and you got some really favorable fishing conditions, like it's cloudy and you got some wind, that is when those fish respond really good to a hard vibrating type lure. So some type of a square bill crankbait that has a wide wobble is going to work pretty good. Something like a wigglewort that vibrates pretty hard, a chatterbait, a spinnerbait, though all those things can be good. Now in that same situation, if you have a lake